The Horsemen are here. You need to tell the folks what was going on Akeem Day, J Down.
Oh, I was just going to go through some introductions. I was going to tell who I am. I'm David Richards. I'm band director at Pickens High. Uh, Akeem, is this our 14th year teaching? Can they hear me? Can y'all hear me? Anyway, I think it's our 14th year teaching. I asked Akeem. Akeem don't know either. It's something like that. I think this is 14 years. But yeah, we're in the midst of band camp and doing all the fun stuff right now. So yeah. So I got people texting me saying they can't hear you, Akeem. So I pass it on to the next person.
Obviously not Akeem.
Not Akeem.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it'll be me. I was waiting on Dr. Morris, but we'll just go that way. All right, everybody, I'm Andy Intrican. I'm currently the assistant principal at Lawrence District 55 High School. I'm connected to these guys here, the Horsemen, because we were all four together at one point as band directors at Lawrence District 55 High School. This is kind of how we got our connection and where we got things going. And now somebody's just telling me that they can't hear down. So it just must be you.
It must just
but
be
I'm
him.
looking forward to reconnecting with my brothers here. We never really lost connection, but this is our way of making sure everybody out there sees how the Horsemen operated together as a team and what we did and the way we had fun. We're hoping you guys will enjoy and have fun with us as we kind of banter back and forth and kind of help out your band programs here in South Carolina. There'll be one thing that I can bring later on, not only as a 24-year band director and many years at Lawrence District 55 High School, but I'm also currently an administrator, and I can help you guys out with some of those questions and things, especially the younger folks, on how to get your career started. And I will now turn it over to Dr. Morris.
Absolutely. You guys hear me? Yes, no.
We do on
Yeah,
our
good.
side. No, they
Okay.
do.
So I'm Marcus Morris, Dr. Marcus Morris, going into my 19th year of teaching band. And yeah, like I want to echo what Andy said. We doing this is just fun for us. We always try to stay in touch with each other, but we want to give back. We really want to make sure that we help to impact other music educators, other band directors, and hopefully by our stories or maybe by topics we talk about, we'll be able to help someone. And honestly, this is really just following a great trend that we've seen in our particular state with the SCBDA and our president, Chuck Dean. He's helped to just make everyone feel welcome, everyone feel like they have a voice. And we want to bring our unique voices and our unique experiences to help everyone, not just here in South Carolina, but also kind of anywhere else that someone may decide to check this out.
Well
All right,
said, Marcus.
America
Well said.
is now going to find out if they can hear Reverend Akeem J. Downs.
It's just
They can't. They still can't hear you. He's not. He's not seeing any waves on his end, so
Well,
it must
do you
mean.
want us to
Can I?
translate
Can I
for
do
you?
it for him?
I mean, does
Yeah.
anybody on here know American Sign Language?
No
I
no
mean,
ASL.
he
No
might
ASL
be.
over here.
It might be. He might just be the eye candy for
Listen,
tonight. Then
he
Oh, that's
might
if we
be.
right.
can't get.
Look at him. He
Hey,
just got to. Hey, let's introduce him for himself. He can hear us too, which is funny. So we can say all kind of stuff. He can't say
Yeah, I
anything on
know.
this thing.
And we should do that. We should tell live.
Reverend Akeem Downs over at Chesney, South Carolina, Chesney High School. He is actually fantastic at all this technology stuff, man. He does it. That's why
Except
he's
for
doing it.
today.
Cause he's still really good. Look where we are. I don't know if I could do all this. I could.
Yeah.
There's all kind of
he
stuff
is
happening.
also the pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church here in the city of Spartanburg, or there in the city of Spartanburg, where he serves his faithful congregation. Oh, this is gonna be interesting tonight.
It just
So we're gonna keep it moving though, because we only gonna be here 30, 35 minutes. Um, so
he
all
can't.
right. So
He's so
David,
upset.
All
David,
right,
let's
so
go on,
Dr.
man.
while
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
Akeem is trying to figure life out, because this was your big grand idea to get the Horsemen together and do a
So
podcast. So what
so
I would
yeah.
like you to do, if you don't mind, is let the folks out there know what what the folks have to look forward to in our upcoming podcast. What are some of the topics we're going to discuss?
So Akeem and I originally started talking about this actually back when the quarantine stuff happened back in 2020, and when everybody started getting the nice microphones, we were like, podcasts are becoming the big thing. So, of course, there are other band director podcasts that are all fantastic, and we were talking about, hey, we could do something here in South Carolina for sure. And we've talked a lot about how to help the young band directors, young music educators. And then, how can we share some experiences? Like we had a podcast, so we've already recorded the first one, and that's going to be released really soon. That's kind of what this is about. This is the launch of the first one, so it's kind of to get you guys to know what our heart is in creating this. And I remember Marcus saying some stuff, and I think I said in the podcast, I haven't thought about that. I want to do that. So there's some stuff that we share with each other that hopefully is new. That we can take to our programs to help grow our programs and impact students in a positive way. So on here you're going to hear all kind of stuff. You're going to hear stuff from how do you handle booster codes and fundraising. You're going to hear how do you handle staff. What do you do in certain situations? Like I think the first episode we called jumping in. I think that's what we called it, right? Jumping in, and we're talking about how band camp was kicking off, leadership that was happening. We're starting to have all these leadership meetings with our students, and just kind of talking about those moments. So we're going to talk about that.
Did he just freeze? Oh Lord.
Detail. And the only, what
I
happened?
think you're back now.
You
DR.
just froze. You're back now, but you were I'm not sure where you left off, but we're apparently going to talk about internet stability as well. But just a host of things, guys. We just want to talk about stuff to help folks out, to be able to share some knowledge, hopefully share some laughs, and give someone an opportunity to maybe feel better about what they've got going on, and let you guys know you've got 4 resources in us if you don't have anyone else. So next on the agenda is what, Mr. Richards?
Oh, we were going to talk a little about what future episodes we're going to be about, and then we're going to talk about the whole Horseman name. Where'd that come from?
Okay. Well, I kind of can I take the lead on this one, DR?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Just so that I sort of got my Ric Flair thing on this evening, so that everybody can sort of see where we were going with that. Whenever DR decided to join the team, he came to us from Clinton High School. He was the head band director over at Clinton High School, and we were really excited to have him over. And I think he was really excited too to come join us across the county. And he said, "Man, finally, I get to come over there and be part of the 4 Horsemen." So it was kind of DR's original thing that he went with there, and it doesn't hurt that DR looks like Arn Anderson.
Fat
He is a Marty Lundy lookalike, and so the Horseman thing actually came from something that David Richards said, and of course, being a wrestling fan myself, I just kind of ran with it, and I got to tell you, it was 4 fantastic. Well, it wasn't 4 years. With I think Akeem left 1 year before, and Akeem and Marcus left, and then David was left, and we had a great gentleman join us by the name of Barry Mullinax. But those couple of years or 3 years that we had were fantastic, and this is what I think the crowd that's watching us tonight is going to get from the original from these podcasts coming up, is they will see how we interacted with each other in the band office, but the clean version, in order to create the fun that we had and make our students better. We had anybody on here can tell you, there's probably people in South Carolina right now that understand what I mean by this concept, when you have to work. And these fellows on here, we had to work very hard at Lawrence Dixon 55 High School to accomplish what we wanted, because we didn't always have all the resources and stuff like that. but we were able to do this with so much fun and working together to create a great atmosphere collegially among each other that fed over into what we did with the students. And I think it ended up being an absolute blast, which led to a lot of success for us. So therefore, you had the great Four Horsemen faction of wrestling that was the best of the best at their time. And in my opinion, I know there's a lot of people on here that thinks they work with great people, but just take a look at the guys I got to work with and how much fun we had, and it paid off. And we're going to show you, hopefully through our podcast, how we work together as a group to create the situation we had of success when we really had to work. Would you agree, fellas? We call it raw teaching.
Raw
we
teaching.
Had to do it,
Yeah.
and we made it work.
Hey, I think they can hear
King?
me. I think so. I see lines moving, so I had to kind of do some stuff. I think I'm good. So somebody out there watching, like, say something in the chat or send me a text message or whatever and say, hey, I can hear Christy Hodge. I'm giving you a shout out because you're the one that told me that you couldn't hear me. So if you still on the line, Christy Hodge, send a text, post in the chat, say, I can hear you. All right, somebody. I might here. Let me check. Let's see. What? Wait, hold on. I got to pull up back on my phone.
Well, I saw that Pony Boy Brino Royce was watching us, so can you hear him?
Oh, I got a text.
Okay, you good?
Christy Hodge said she can hear me. Yeah, go
All right.
girl. All right. Cool.
All right. We're
all
all
on.
here. Good.
Look, my lights.
There
falling.
we go.
Everything going wrong. All right. Cool. Their intro was accurate. Nothing too risque or bad. So I'm good with that. Thank you guys.
Well, good.
All right. Let's move forward.
So a couple of things. I've got my list here. Some things we're going to talk about. We all have different strengths, and I think about Dr. Morris and his passion right now, and some of the things that I'm passionate about, and so we've kind of got some ideas rolling about podcast themes. One thing I'm really excited to talk about is culture, but I think when I look at this list, I see a lot of what Dr. Morris is going to talk about too, which is recruitment and burnout, and a lot of things that he's really passionate and he's really, really good about. So I'll let him speak to some of that kind of stuff.
Dr. Morris is passionate about burnout.
Yeah. So, so what it really is I'm passionate about finding ways to help keep our colleagues motivated and keep our colleagues in the profession in some way, serving students, serving communities and stuff like that. And what I found out is it's stress, and then stress leads to burnout. So yeah, I just actually had the opportunity to deliver a session, somewhat really unexpected, at Western Carolina's Summer Symposium. Unfortunately, another clinician was not able to make it, first through travel issues, and then fell ill. And so Dr. Edie asked if I would present. And, I had my laptop, luckily, because normally stuff like that, I'll just kind of go and maybe take my iPad. So anyway, I was able to do that. And we are going to have a dedicated episode where we talk about stressors and burnout. And, the biggest thing is this podcast is so that you guys can all see that there are people who we're going to laugh. We have plenty of laughs. You guys are going to laugh at us and all that good stuff. But a lot of it was to laugh the stress away, because we had to work so hard. Like Andy said,
Yep.
We really had to work hard because we wanted to give our kids the best opportunities. So yeah, we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about stuff like that and probably some jokes and all kinds of stuff.
I'm going to lean a little bit on my judging background and talk a little about general effect and what it looks like, and the small ensembles, and look like some visual stuff. So I think we're going to hit all kinds of different things in these podcasts. But I think what's really cool about it is you're going to see the culture of the four of us interacting, and that's going to be what's kind of exciting, because we still have fun together. Can you think about that? Like, it's been 4 years since we've all been to. I don't know. It's not. It's been like 7 years. It's been like 7 years. 6 years
Dr.
since.
Morris
wait a minute, y'all can hear me.
abandoned me, I think, in 2018 or 17.
2017. We both abandoned
Wow. But we still
you.
talk.
To the same place.
Y'all did.
I left and took Akeem with me.
Yeah.
I'm
But we
sorry.
still talk almost every day. You know what I mean? How cool is that? So it's definitely a cool bond that we have, and a passion that we want to share with trying to help other band directors and music educators and people looking to be encouraged. So that's something we're passionate about.
Yeah. If you've got a topic that you'd like for us to talk about more coming up, put that in the chat and let us know what you would like to hear from us. We're very open to sharing experiences of ours, and then also talk about what we are currently doing in the four different areas that we're in now. Akeem is in Spartanburg District 2 at Chesney. Andy is now in administration at Lawrence 55. And of course, David Richards is up in Pickens County doing a little bit of both, being band director as well as doing administrative duties. And then myself at Dorman High School, we've all got different areas that we can pull from and different experiences to help you guys.
Absolutely. So, Akeem, we're going to talk about launching that first episode we recorded. How's all that going down?
So about that, what had happened was, I'm just kidding. We are exploring different options on posting, and I think I've figured it out. So hopefully it won't be figured out like me figuring out how to work this sound through our streaming software tonight. But I think we figured some things out. So I'm hoping in a week from today, that it will be available on your normal streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that kind of stuff. So working on it, almost there. Think I figured it out, but we're gonna work it out, and we're gonna stay tuned because we'll let you know for sure.
Well, most of them are going to run about the first one we did was an hour. And we were like, that's a little
Way
long.
too long.
But we start talking and doing things, and we're like, hey, this is really good. Let's keep going. And so that's a little too long. So we're going to try to keep them down to about 30 minutes, maybe a little longer, but somewhere in that, like a drive to work time. You know what I mean? So, but I know Dr. Marcus said this earlier. We would love to hear some suggestions on some things you like to hear about for sure.
All right, so Jalen is roasting us in the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out. Talking about he gonna give us a penalty for those electronics.
Well,
Oh
you
Lord,
see,
you know what? That's a podcast right there.
well, the current band director at Seneca High School can tell you all about getting penalties for electronics.
Actually, we all can. Why you call Cope out like that? We all can talk about electronic issues because there was an upper state performance that almost didn't happen. So
Did you say upper?
upper.
And
Like
He just said upper.
UBBA? Oh my God.
get him to say what? Get him to say water one time. Just say water.
I ain't doing
Water.
Tell the folks how you say it.
All right, so Jalen, my witness, he know where I work and he know how them people talk up there, and I talk like them from time to time, and y'all picking me all the time about that. So
That's funny.
water.
Oh, good stuff.
Water.
So
Water.
if we could sum it all up, everybody maybe think really quickly of a couple of statements we can leave everybody with before we end tonight's session. What would you want to leave with the folks that are watching this or that will watch this later? What would you think about what you'd like to leave with them?
I'll go first if everybody's fine with that. I think I want to share the heart of who we are and the heart that we have for students, and beyond that, the heart that we have for helping other band directors and educators find success and whatever that means for them, because success isn't necessarily the same exact thing for every single human. So I think that this is a way of us to hopefully reach that, because we all four, that's a unique situation. There's not many places in the world that have four pretty successful high school band directors that all get to work together and have this kind of relationship that we have. So we get to share from our experiences and our past and our times together, and hopefully provide some insight and lend a hand, I guess, to the educators and the people that listen to us. So I'm really excited about it. I'm really motivated by it. This is something that's really kind of sparked an excitement in me that I guess, I don't know if I've always been excited, but man, this is like a next level kind of thing. This is beyond just being in the classroom. This is hopefully me out offering some stuff for other band directors. So this is something I'm passionate about. So and we also, like I said before, we want to hear from you guys. So yeah, that's where it is. We hope that you join us and you click on the thing in about a week, according to Mr. Downs, and we have some good conversation.
I just noticed something. Y'all all call me Mr. Downs. Why y'all do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't.
I don't know why I did that. Akeem.
You always do that. Even in polo, y'all do that. Oh, we got.
Do I really?
We need to be sponsored by Marco Polo. They should sponsor us. Marco Polo.
We were the originators of Marco Polo. That's day one.
They should sponsor this because we use that every day.
Yeah, well, my children refer to that as old people Snapchat.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what they call it. Old people Snapchat.
That's fine.
That's what my band kids call it when they see us talking.
The old people Snapchat?
Old people Snapchat.
Oh, Lord.
All right, Andy, you have something to share before we head out?
Of course, like I said before, it was all about passion and intensity. Each one of us, especially when we were together, and even when we were not together, and we moved on our separate ways, we all had a passion and a love, not only for the activity, but for the students itself and the communities we were involved in. We had to work hard, and in some cases, that there might be some of that loss of that passion today that scares me, because I see how many band director jobs are still open right now in the state of South Carolina. And I'm hoping that we can connect with somebody by something we say where they see how passionate we are still about the activity, even with this color hair that I've got, how much I still love to do it and talk about it, that we can inspire somebody. I've got somebody in my house right now who will be finishing their degree this year, going into the field next year, and I want them to have that same love. But more importantly, I want him to hear from you three more so than he's heard over the years, as to what it's going to take to be successful as him personally, as well as what's going to take for his students to be great, because that's what it's all about. If the students are having a good time, number one, that is the biggest trophy you're going to have. If they're learning every day, if their teacher is passionate and engaged, they will love this activity, and hopefully that'll keep the teacher passionate and loving the activity, so that we don't have this problem like we got next year, where we've got way more band director jobs than we do band directors. In addition to, coming from an administrative standpoint, we don't even have enough teachers to fill all the openings. We have vacancies in our building. We can't have that happen in band either.
That's true. Akeem, what about you?
Using all that administrative language. I like it. Being engaged and all that stuff. So you're going to do a podcast about evaluation at some point.
I got you.
I need to listen to that myself. So I guess what I would leave, I believe the four of us are teachers of teachers. I consider that my greatest gift. Just helping other people with things. And I mean, I still got a lot to learn myself. But, and of course, I learned a lot from you three gentlemen. And we've been friends for a long time. So I'm still learning from the three of you. So I hope somebody can glean from us some knowledge, something. And of course, I still am a small band director. I march under 40 wins pretty much every year. So I'm still in the small band trenches. And so I'm still looking out for the little guy, because I know what it's like to march with 15 kids on the field. Like I know, well, actually we all kind of do. We know that road.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times when people listen to things like this or go to, clinics and things, it's not tailored towards the people in the trenches. It's the people that got it together and have massive successful groups, that we all drool over, but we can't recreate that magic with our own groups because they're not on the same level. So that's the kind of I want to give out information that anybody could use, whether you got a band with one trumpet and two percussionists or you marching 400. I want to be helpful to everybody.
Good stuff.
You didn't pick on me, say 400.
Actually, I just did. I put it in the studio chat. And yeah, for me, it's simple, guys. we all want to impact people. We all want to make sure that everyone feels like their voice is heard, like they matter. We want to make sure that again, and like we're at least still three of us now are still a part of the SCBDA. Andy is still giving back as an administrator. We want to make sure that we impact. We start here at home, but also spread that out to other states, in other areas that are listening in. We just want to make sure we give back. We want to make sure people have the ability to feel like they're heard and that we can help them. And so, I do want to share this one cool thing that I've witnessed and even had a one of our directors in the SCBDA mention. Um, there's been this really great trend now of idea sharing and celebrating the small successes and stuff. And he had a cereal like icebreaker, where everybody bring your cereal in and stuff like that. And he shared that he saw that in our SCBDA Facebook page, and then he had a couple of questions about it, and like people were just quick to respond and help, and that is so cool. And I think that has helped us, the four of us, say, you know what, let's just do this. Let's help people. Let's jump in, do what we can, provide some humor, and help some folks. So I'm excited about it. I'm very thankful for this opportunity with my three brothers there, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Now, one thing I want to mention is that a lot of us know each other and have known each other for a long time. Like, for example, I've known Marcus since day one of college because we both were in percussion studio at Winthrop. And I knew David since 2003 with Blue Ridge.
That's right.
In the James Fox era. And I knew of Andy. And officially, I think I met you at my contest, if I'm not mistaken, Andy.
I don't remember.
You mean the one you let us get rained on in?
Was it the one where our band truck knocked the gate over?
Man,
no,
it was awful.
That was River Bluff.
Like a tin can.
He hit
that was
a
River
light
Bluff
pole.
when we knocked it.
No, we knocked over.
It was Dewberry.
Yeah, he hit a light pole.
We knocked over a gate at Newberry, and we knocked over a gate at River Bluff.
Yeah.
And
no, it was a sign at River Bluff.
Why is Lawrence tearing so much stuff up?
we just told on ourselves. As a matter of fact, Andy was on crutches, I believe, that day. Yeah.
That's back in my running days, and I had tore up my shins.
Yeah, it rained hard that day, y'all. It was, as a matter of fact, I know Christy listening and watching. She was there. Matter of fact,
it rained on us hard. Thanks.
DR, let's see, all y'all was there because DR did the clinic that day. And Lawrence did the clinic too. Didn't y'all perform twice that day? Yeah. And that night performance, man, I felt bad.
Not as bad as we did because we were in it.
You know what? Who would have thought a year later I'd have been with you? So that's too funny.
True. That's true.
Y'all, the band director at Newberry Middle School said I look like my daddy, so I see a suplex coming in the future.
She said Diddy.
My daddy.
Like Diddy?
Yeah, that.
He said, yeah, that.
Wow. All right, Akeem, you want to close this out, man? Or DR, you want to close this out?
He said that like I'm going to close y'all out in prayer. You do that.
Prayer.
Prayer.
You said amen, amen, and amen.
Close us out in a benediction. May the Lord watch between me. No, I'm just kidding.
Between me and thee.
No, we're excited about this. We hope you guys are excited about it. We can't wait to share this with you. So within the next week, Akeem's already said it, so now he's got to hold himself to it. Within a week, we're going to have some stuff for you. So hopefully you start checking that out. And if y'all have anything for us, most of you guys know how to reach out to us. If you don't, you can look me up. You can email me, davidrichards@pickens.k12.sc.us, and I'll be happy to add some stuff to our list of ideas to talk about. So with that being said, I think that's a wrap for us.
That's a wrap.
Cool. See y'all next time. Stay tuned.
Thank y'all.